this is definitely one of those books that you should check out. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and today, guys, we are doing a book review. Before we get into that, please do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel as it does help the channel grow, and you can check the description box down below for links to all my social media, including information about the Discord, Patreon, my Pango Books Ambassador code, and a link to where you can buy this book off of Amazon. Because this book was really, really good. Right off the bat, I am going to disclose that I did accept this book for review from the author back when I was still doing that on a more regular basis. I still do that on a case-by-case basis, but I've been meaning to get to this one for a while, ever since, I believe, since book 3 was releasing, which has been about 4 months now, and I'm just now getting to this. But Lily reached out to me via my email, and she was like, hey, I'm releasing a book. Would you be interested? I'm like, you know what? Will the Wayfinder sounds right up my alley. And so she was like, yeah, cool. I'll send you the first couple. And yeah, we got Dreams of Dust, which is book number 1 right here. And right off the bat, guys, like, I'm going to give you my rating up front. I would give this probably an A. Rating 4.5 out of 5. Very enjoyable, super solid, quest-based fantasy with a motley crew, interesting magic system. It's got some roots and inspirations pulled, I feel, from Wheel of Time. I really, really enjoyed this. There's currently 3 books out in this series, and right now I am just incredibly surprised with how good this was, because not a lot of people are talking about it. And yeah, what is this about? Essentially, we have got a young boy by the name of Thaniel Swift, and he is a cartographer, and basically what a cartographer is he's got this like bowl that is a crystal that he can then kind of like direct his mind into, and it will like use this marble to carve into the sand the surrounding geography. And he's just freshly graduated. He's accepted his first contract, his first job. He's like 15, and he's going out to meet the group that he is contracted with to then go on a quest. And I like this because we kind of sidestep all of the kind of like awkward coming of age, being forced onto a quest. This kind of sidesteps that, where like he's like, hey, I've accepted a contract and I'm going to take my first job that's going to take me away from home for months. And that's how he kind of integrates into this motley crew of individuals. And from there, we kind of take on this quest, the quest being that some people have been going missing over the last couple months. And he's joined this group of experienced adventurers to kind of go and see if they can find out where this group of individuals has gone, and it leads to a much bigger issue than what was initially thought that it was. And I really, really like this group because essentially the way it felt to me is if we were playing a D&D campaign, and basically the previous group had wrapped up their previous campaign and then decided to just reuse their characters, and then they bring in a new player character, but instead of having that character level up to them and just integrate into the new campaign, they just make them start from a lower level and join the campaign that way. It kind of felt something like that. I thought that was a really interesting way to go about things, and like have this new character kind of try and find how they integrate into the group. I don't know. I really, really liked how Thaniel interacts with everybody. Within this group, we've got Emrys, who is a crystal practitioner. Basically, he is a wizard, and he can use different crystals and do combinations to do different things. We'll touch on the magic system here in a second. We've got the leader, Finn, who is a swordswoman. We have got Zarian, who is basically a bard, and he plays a lute, and he's got a more nature-based style of crystal magic. And then we've got Akatul, who is I'm gonna pronounce this incorrectly. A Hernian. He is essentially a beastkin, where he is, I want to say he's like an elk. He's like a big, hairy beast man, who is more in tune with nature, and he's got his own sort of culture and his way of viewing the world. He's vegetarian. I love Akatul. Akatul is bestest. I really, really enjoyed Akatul. And then we pick up some other people along the way as well as like a stand-in almost mother figure for Thaniel, because, you know, Thaniel's this young boy. He comes from this upper middle class slash noble family. But his father's very distant and he's not very loving, and his mother's been gone for a while, and so we get this kind of stand-in figure. I think her name is Lua. We get her, and we get some other people as well, but that's more towards middle of the story, so I'm not going to talk about it because they could be considered spoilers. And one of the things that I like, before we talk about races and magic and stuff like that, is every character feels unique. They feel fleshed out. They feel intentional. They don't feel cardboard cut out, like they don't need to be there. They each serve their own role. And I like that. Everybody has a role to play, whether it being like watching, fighting, scouting, support magic. They're all there for a reason, and I just really enjoyed these characters and the way that they interact and support. And like Emerus is gruff and Zarian is sarcastic, almost stereotypical bard, but he's more nuanced than that. And I don't know, I like how Thaniel interacts with Finn, because Finn is a swordswoman, and of course she's going to be on the leaner side, more athletic, and Thaniel's going to be naturally attracted to her because he's a young boy with hormones, and he'll get relentlessly teased by the bard for this. And I like the way that this group interacts, and they feel very motley, therefore Motley Crew. Fantastic stuff here. The stakes are incredibly well done. We've got nature spirits. We've got an overarching dark entity like this evil, very magically powerful queen, who is this lurking sort of entity in the background who interacts with the group mostly through nightmares or flashbacks and stuff like that, where when they enter into her realm, they start experiencing her memories. And we find that, maybe Thaniel's got some deeper magical powers because he interacts with nature spirits very, very well. I love everything that goes into the quest that we find ourselves on and finding this lost group of people. Because throughout the quest, we enter into a realm, or into a land, I should say, of wasting, kind of just, the land is dying, the spirits are corrupting. It's really, really interesting, and it reminds me a lot of the Wheel of Time, specifically the Wastes. So as a Wheel of Time fan, that made me incredibly happy. We've got non-standard fantasy creatures here. We've got, beastkin. We don't have elves. We don't have dwarves. We have comparable, but not the same. Like, it felt more unique. It felt more intentional. It felt like care had been put into building out this world. Not to say that authors who use the standards are just being like not putting in craft and anything. It felt like something new and refreshing, and I really, really enjoyed that. Like, I'm not putting down other authors. Just here, I really enjoyed it. And obviously on the cover we have the Dark Queen, by the way. That is who this is. For the longest time I thought the cover was I was like, who is this lady on the cover? And I was like, oh, that's got to be Finn. And I'm like, that's not Finn. Finn's got red hair. This person doesn't have red hair. This is the Dark Queen here on the cover. And I don't know. I really, really enjoyed this reading experience. At times, wasn't a hair choppy because, we're just kind of going on this journey. But then also at times I was just like, man, like the way that Thaniel is kind of starting to integrate into the story, really, really good. He does have some main character energy where it's just like, oh, only he's got the answer. I'm like, okay, that could have maybe been done a little bit better. But overall, I mean, this is just incredibly readable. It's enjoyable. It's got great characters, great magic, crystal magic, where I don't know how to fully explain the crystal magic, but it deals with facets and the way you interact with those facets. Very, very good stuff here. I really, really enjoyed this book, and I will have it linked in the description box down below if you want to check it out yourself. Please do so. It was really good, and I will be continuing with this series very, very soon. In fact, I'm actually planning on reading book 2 this month and then picking up book 3 when the physical release is available. Yeah, that's all I've really got to say about this, other than just really solid indie fantasy that I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed. Please do yourself a favor and check this out. I believe it's available on Kindle Unlimited. There's paperbacks available. Really, really good. Yeah, that's all I really got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoy this one. Till next time, peace out. Stay magical. Bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons. Thank you for supporting my passion and my hobby. It means the world to me. you.